2, 1. Meow.
Hello
Everyone's
everyone, I'm
confused.
Thomas Jujube.
Oh
Welcome
my.
to the channel where today we're going to talk about Gozyuger, how it could be the craziest Sentai. With me I have Tom Katsu without the K.
Do I sound like that?
You do.
That scared me so much. You're like so loud too because I didn't adjust the volume
That's
yet.
literally how you sound like.
That's awesome. That's how I sound like to me in my head sometimes. That's how my inner voice talks to me, actually. There's two of me. One sounds like that and the other sounds bored.
How dare you?
Alright. I guess, should we just get into it? Because everyone knows what we're here for. It's in the title and stuff.
What are we here for?
So, we're here for, I was going to say something, but I actually don't know if I should say it here. So, I'll keep it to myself.
Huh.
Huh? Here, let me switch. The stream can see me, but you can't, Marcos. How does that make you feel?
Very happy.
So Gozyuger, we got the Gozyuger official poster. Yes, Tom Satsu. Yeah, we're Tonkatsu without the K. So the thing that threw me for a loop at first was that the poster is like similar to the other one, but it's not
Yeah.
the same one. Which is really funny. I think the other one is like a toy catalog poster. But it's weird because like Red's doing like almost the same pose, so it's like barely different. But yeah. So Marcos, what do you think of the suits? I don't think I've heard your actual opinion on the suits yet.
Oh, that's because I agree entirely with Keza.
That it looks bad.
Yeah, I think initially like
Wow.
the blue poster we had before this actually looked really neat, but now that we saw like Red in action with his live action suit and this
Mm-hmm.
poster now in HD, I can see like that I don't really like the empty circle or the black accents or the helmets, so that's why.
Wow. I'm in the minority then. Minority. Because I really like them. I think Red might be like my favorite base Ranger suit design. At least in a long time. Maybe not ever. But definitely in a long time. Because I really like the gold. And I like the textured black. Which we couldn't really see before. And I don't mind the empty ring. I think I'm like the only person that doesn't really mind the empty ring. Because I feel like that wouldn't have been anything. Like if it wasn't there. But it adds like kind of a something there, but doesn't make the design too cluttered. So,
I get what they're going
did you
for.
notice?
Like I'm pretty sure the empty ring's gonna show a Sentai logo or something. That's what everyone's
Yeah,
saying. That like it's
yeah.
pretty obvious, but by
Mm-hmm.
itself it's just it's just so empty.
Did you notice that the Rangers are fighting each other on the poster?
Oh yeah, yellow and black fighting green and blue. That's really neat.
Yeah,
I at least like the
I
synopsis and the theming here, but yeah, suit's
mhm.
different.
I didn't even notice that until like people started pointing it out. I was like, oh yeah, they are. I think I didn't notice it because like I think black is in the same pose from the blue poster, but she's tilted. Like they moved and like shrunk her and stuff, so it looks kind of bizarre. Because I know what that pose is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, speaking of the synopsis, should we read the synopsis?
Oh well,
Because
before hold on.
everyone's been,
Before we
huh?
do that, Thomas, do you like
Yeah.
the name #1 Sentai
Oh,
Gojuger?
it's true. Um, I like the name Gozyuger. I don't know how I feel about the number 1 part of it. Because I mean, from what they're telling us in the synopsis and stuff, like the theming is like they're all the number 1 or something like that. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's like really weird to me, especially like even looking at the title. It's like the only Sentai to have the prefix thing in katakana,
Oh yeah.
and it looks kind of weird. But I like the name Gojuger. That's pretty cool. But number 1 is like bizarre. I don't know why they didn't just go with Inochi, because I was like, that's like the joke it's supposed to be. So, oh yeah, did you? Someone mentioned in the chat. Did you notice that You can kind of see Shinkeno's sword, or people are saying you can see Shinkeno's sword, like behind blue. I don't know if that's actually his sword or like just a sword. Granted, Shinkeno does have just a sword, so it's not like
Bro, I would have never, ever, ever guessed that would have been
I
Shinkano's sword.
wouldn't have either. I mean, maybe it's not even his sword because it is. Now that I think of it, Shinkeno's sword is just a sword. But yes, I have seen people saying, it's Shinkeno's sword, and Shinkenger might appear according to the synopsis. So speaking of the synopsis, what did I say? Half a century has passed since the premiere of Go Ranger, making 2025 the Super Sentai franchise's 50th anniversary year. No.1 Sentai Gozyuger, they're going to premiere slightly earlier on February 16th, 2025. The heroes of the story aim to be the undisputed number one, based on Zhu, such as animals and dinosaurs and mythical animals. I feel like they should point that out. Uh,
Yeah.
aiming to create a moving experience worthy of 5 decades. That's not too many. Blah, 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 blah. Dynamic poster introduces us to our 5 heroes and their giant robot, as well as the mysterious Sentai rings scattered around them. So we see the 5 Sentai rings. They specifically say we have Tyranno Ranger, Gao Red, Kuwagata Oger, and Boon Red. I can hardly contain my excitement, is what the synopsis says. So it's now, it has feelings. uh, the names, I kept mixing this up before we got the synopsis, but now we know they're all gonna be like Goju Wolf, Goju Leon. So they're all going off like the name of the creature, not the color. Okay, now we have character bios. Goju Wolf is an aloof, foul-mouthed, strong man who's always looking for a fight. He might seem hard to approach, but he's a good guy at heart. In contrast to Wolf, Goju Leon is a charismatic warrior who is kind to everyone, regardless of gender. Goju Tirano is naive and prone to get into trouble, but also has incredible physical prowess, so there's no need to worry. Goju Eagle is a fun-loving goof-off, but he takes pride in being quick on his feet. And lastly, Sentai's first regular female Black Ranger, Goju Unicorn. Behind her calm and collected demeanor is a person who truly cares for her family. These 5 heroes, each with a unique personality, will be going on the warpath. What do you think of the bios?
Sounds pretty basic.
Yeah. I always like, every year the basic bios are just like, yeah, I don't have anything. Like, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a red, sounds like a blue. I was saying this to you before the stream, but everyone is like talking about the Goju Leon thing, because it says he's a charismatic warrior who is kind to everyone regardless of gender. And a bunch of people took that to mean Goju Leon will be like regardless of gender, but it's saying that he's kind to everyone regardless of their gender. So he's just like he's just Urataros, essentially. He's gonna flirt with everyone. They're not saying he's regardless of gender. Now, granted, they could be regardless of gender. I don't know if you heard, but there's like a rumor / maybe just cope that Blue will have, they're gonna pass this power set for Blue between people. Because before the show, before we got a lot of info, it was rumored that Blue and Black would be the 2 girls, and now obviously the suits for Blue and Black are distinctly different, to where Black is clearly a girl, Blue's clearly a guy. But people are saying maybe Blue is gonna swap rings with, like, I think there was talk of like a half sister, not half sister, just a sister, and the sister would use the Blue powers at some point, or they'll swap usage between them, so the suit won't change at all. It just looks like that regardless of gender. And that's why people are like, oh, this is confirmation of that, but it's not.
That'd be
I think
neat.
it could be, yeah, I think it would be cool. Also because I know Kez's makes a good point, where it's like, if we don't have a girl on the main trio, because I think Black and Green are supposed to be joining later, So that would make this like the first main trio without a girl in like since Sun Vulcan. What's the one? The one that's just entirely boys. Like
Yeah, Sun
that
Vulcan.
would be yeah. So because I know Keza brought that up was like, oh, that would be bad, and I agree that would be
Yeah.
bad. So if they make blue, like if they switch between being a boy and a girl, I think that would be kind of interesting. Also, yes, it could be like a Papillon Oger. Maybe their blue is like non-binary. That could be cool. I forgot. It's so loud. I forgot I still had sound when I got a super chat. Even though I turned off the pop-up visuals now. We got a €5 super chat from Patty Murphy, who says, "But are they the #1 freakiest Sentai?"
Hello,
What are
Patty.
your thoughts?
Are they the
Are they the #1
freakiest?
freakiest? Yeah,
I
are they
don't.
the freakiest Sentai?
I think Tomkatsu
It's too
Sentai is
early
kind
to
of up
tell.
there.
It's true. That is yeah. The other thing too that I think is interesting with the bios is that Black Unicorns says what is it? She's a person who truly cares for her family. And the rumors said that they were all siblings, but there's nothing here that disproves that. But there's nothing here. Like, do you think they would have said they were all siblings if they were, or would they have kept it a secret until next month?
I definitely think they would say it if they were siblings.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So like, I guess I don't know what. Like, I wasn't really thinking it would be true, but I guess I don't know. I guess it's good because if they were siblings, it would be weird if they were the #1 freakiest Sentai.
Oh my god.
Uh, that would have certain connotations. Anyways, um, yeah. So they also had I forgot I have other pictures here that we could look at. They also gave us a picture of all the robots, and they said, for the first time, we are also revealing the quintet's unique transformation device slash weapon, which also becomes their giant robot. The Tega sword, seen on the hero's right hands on the poster, is a vital character in the story. As a special treat, because this was Christmas, we're showcasing the Tega sword in its giant robot form. It's a single robot that can take on 5 different forms. The Tega sword's form changes will be on display in its explosive battles against the enemy. What do you like the mecha?
I'm not really one for mechas, so they're okay.
It's no comment. Okay, I as most people know, I am one for mechas, and I love these. I think they're so cool. I love that we're getting like humanoid individual mechas, but like they're making them all like super personalized off the same changer device. I think the toy's gonna look bad. I think there's a reason they're hiding the toy from us for so long, and it's because it's not going to look very good.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, because I don't know how they. I mean, it's the changer, it's the robot, and it's supposed to combine with their weapons. Like all the little parts here that make the other individual forms is supposed to be like their weapons in ranger form. So like something has to give out here, like for everything to work properly. Actually, I was speculating it could be the changer. Like the changer, they might not prioritize the look of it because they'll just do a memorial of it next year, and they could make it not transform. So maybe the mecha will look fine. I don't know.
Remember Lupat? I think Lupat had the worst from toy to suit. And
I
then
think
Cure
Hero Major
Major.
had the worst.
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean I like the suit, but I think the translation to a toy was the worst. Like it doesn't. Cure Amazing was like as a toy was not like you can't disagree with that,
I
right?
disagree with that.
Okay, well, true. I agree to disagree. Which is which of the 5 is your favorite from a mecha perspective?
Green just because it's green.
That's fair. I like well, I like red the most because it's red, but I also feel like I also actually I think I like green the most because I liked how they changed the like they all have like the sword bits on the back, but I like his are raised up to be wings. I think that's pretty cool. And I also like blacks because of the unicorn horn. And you can't actually. There's a different picture. Let's just. She has like a shield as well. Um, I think that looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, green is. Oh no, they all have a sword.
Yeah.
Actually, the sword's like hidden in everyone's mode except green and red, which is funny. So I also think it's kind of funny that Reds is not like they're all called Tega Sword color, but Reds is just Tega Sword. Like his isn't actually unique to him. That's just like the basic form. Because in the second quarter or something, he's supposed to get his own unique weapon that will then combine with the robot and be like a power up kind of thing, which is kind of interesting.
Nuh-uh.
What do you mean, nuh-uh? There's something else I was gonna say. Oh, right, yeah. We also got new. I don't know if you saw this because like it happened yesterday or something, but there's some other magazine thing that confirms that like the Tega sword is going to be its own character that is like a spiritual god or something that descends to the Gozyugers and makes a contract with them. And like their changer Tega sword is going to be like a communication device with the god Tega sword, apparently. So, you know, that's as one does, I guess.
Meow.
Meow.
I'm just really not one
Oh
for
yeah, we don't
mechas,
have
so
any.
I'm eating my lemon heads
Wow.
candy.
Lemon, like the color of Goju Tirano. Someone said, "Welcome back, Zuban." It's true. I do think it's kind of interesting that since Zenkaiger, no, not even since. I guess not even since kind of Loop Hat, the mech has been like alive in some way or another, right? Because like Ryu Soldier they had Tiramigo, Loop Hat we had Good Striker, Kira Major, they all talked. Zenkaiger they're the Rangers, Dawn Brothers they're the Rangers again. What was after Dawn Brothers? King Oger, they're kind of alive. Well, they are alive, but they don't say anything. Boom Boonjer, we have Bundi and Boondario, and now it's their god.
Bune.
Bune Bune. Bune Bune Bune. Okay, then the most interesting part of the synopsis that everyone's talking about is the number one monsters strike and fellow Sentai allies, comma, yet also rivals, dash, battle for the number one spot. In this series, Gozyuger will go against enemies sent by an evil army. These are the number one monsters, each of whom is the best in their respective field. Gozyuger will face these monsters in number one battles, all while rescuing civilians caught up in the conflict. Meanwhile, a struggle breaks out over the Sentai ring seen on the poster. The 5 members of Gozyuger are themselves rivals, competing to collect all the rings, and it's not just them. Additional rivals who possess the powers of past Reds will appear as well. It's
Ooh.
Sentai versus Sentai, Gozyuger versus previous Reds, and Gozyuger versus Gozyuger. In the end, there can only be a single number one. This is what sets this show apart from its predecessors. The relationship between heroes who are simultaneously allies and rivals, and the battles that unfold from this. Your eyes will be glued to the screen, week by week. I
Gosh.
think Shirakura said he wants to make this the number one Sentai like as a show too. So
I really
I'm down.
like the idea of being number one. They gotta have the biggest egos to even call themselves the
Yeah.
number one Sentai. But I just love this whole idea of fighting to be the best and fighting even previous
Mm-hmm.
whether they're monsters or reds. Because like Ninja had a similar premise, but they didn't really do much with it, like at all, really after like episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
But here I can definitely see like the whole show being about fighting to be the best and the top. And gosh, that's
Yeah.
so cool. Even if I don't like the suits, I think the story and premise alone are like gonna be so good.
I know. I'm really interested in like, well, a couple things. Reading that reminded me of Geats in a weird way. Like, I wonder if this is Sentai Geats in the sense of like Geats was like they're all competing against each other, but in a game they're not like rider versus ridering.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's kind of what they're gonna go for here, even though they are blatantly fighting on the poster. So maybe it'll be a little different. But like the closest we got to that was like King Oger kind of, where they were like mean to each other, but they were never like actively fighting each other.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see like a Sentai that's just like actively fighting. We're probably gonna get another Dawn Brothers thing where they don't do a roll call until the last episode.
Meow.
But unless they do individual roll calls, I'd be really okay with that. If they had their own, like they announce themselves on the field, but they don't do the team pose and stuff.
How would that work?
But I don't know. I mean, they could just be like they'll like just like Red does his red like pose when he arrives to a fight, and then Blue shows up and does it too. So like they're all just doing it.
Yeah.
Like if a Kamen Rider like did their pre-fight catchphrase or something. They just all happen to do the same thing because they're all using the same suit. Actually, how does this work if there's this one Tega sword that forms a contract with them and they're all just fighting? Like, did he just pick the worst 5 people to like make a contract with and none of them can get along? It seems like an oversight on his part, but whatever, I guess. Like, I guess that, yeah, if it's not like facilitated in a game, like they're just like just just don't get along. I guess.
It's such a funny idea. You know what? I want that now.
Yeah, I know. I'm really interested to see now like what that is about because I didn't really think about
A
it.
team full of haters.
The other thing too is the past Reds thing. I'm really curious how they're going to like what that's going to be. Because, like, I saw, the monsters thing seems pretty clear cut. Like, they're just going to have, like, a sushi monster, and it's going to be like, I'm the #1 at making sushi. And stuff like that. But, like, the Reds, like, adds, like, another bubble to that. Because, like, it's either, like, they're just straight up bringing actors back. So we're just going to get, like, Taro as Don Momotaro. And they're gonna fight him in like an episode or something, which would be pretty cool.
Then he wins.
But the synopsis says he will win, and then the show ends, and it's just Dawn Brothers.
That'd be awesome.
I'm down. They'll use Gozyuger Sentai gears, and they'll just change into the Gozyuger suits, so that's how they get like the sales of the action figures. But they say additional rivals who possess the powers of past Reds. So, like, it could also be, like, a Kamen Rider Decade thing, where it's just like, here, we got this random actor, and now they're turning into a character that you all love. Which, I don't know how well that will go over with people.
Yeah.
But then the other thing, too, I saw people mention, is it could be, like, the Noto in, Dawn Brothers, where it could be like monster designed versions of the other Reds. I guess like in Dawn Brothers they had the Hitosuki, which were just monsters based on other Sentai, and in this case it would be like another rider's more like where it's a Red Ranger as a monster kind of thing, but like it wouldn't really look like a monster. It'd look more like a ranger, like the Noto were. I think that would be really cool, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. Like that seems like a lot of if they're doing normal monsters, I feel like then they just bring in the normal Sentai suits back. They wouldn't commit to making them super different looking. Maybe they have like a different belt or something, but probably nothing more than that.
What are you the #1 at?
Meow. What's your number one gotcha?
Watching better shows.
Dang. Compared to what? Compared to Gozyuger? Are
Gotcha.
you saying better shows than Gozyuger? Oh, then Gotchard. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of Gotchard, the writer, the show's head writer, will be Akiko Inoue, who worked on a
Oh
number of
no!
memorable episodes of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Inoue is a third-generation writer for the Kamen Rider franchise, following in the footsteps of her grandfather, Masaru Igami, and everyone's favorite guy, Toshiki Inoue.
What have I done?
And then the main director will be Ryota Tasaki, who worked on Kira Major, Zenkaiger, and Dawn Brothers. The music, this is a really interesting thing. They got like a new guy for the music, Kan Sawada, who's known for popular shows such as Dr. X, Surgeon, Michiko Daimon. I've never heard of that show. Have you?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
No, you haven't.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, if you say so. I did look him up though, like when they announced him, and it seems like the other two things he's worked on predominantly is Doraemon. Like every Doraemon special ever, and Godzilla Singular Point. For the music. So I think it's interesting they got like a new guy for the music. Like they didn't go back to anyone. And then action director is a suit actor, special action directors, blah blah blah. The producer also is like a brand new producer who's been assistant producer for a while, but this is his first time being a full producer. So like a lot of essentially it seems like they got a lot of like new people to be in charge, but they're not new like working on Toku, which is a bit of an interesting decision. But I'm okay with that because I don't like when they like reuse the same 5 people over and over.
Yeah.
So, especially too, like everyone online has been like, I can't believe they got Akiko Inoue to write because Gotchard is so bad, blah blah blah. And it's like, let's take a quick look at the episode she wrote. The first one she wrote was Rina's transformation episode.
That was good.
She wrote the 2 Zakune episodes.
Oh, those are great.
She wrote the 2 in the village episodes.
Oh, never mind.
She wrote the episode where Hopper 1 gets executed.
What?
And
I forgot.
wait, what is this one? Oh, and the one where like, what's his name? What is this guy's name? Hold on, what's the Gigas? No, was he Gigas? Yeah, Gigas.
The gold guy?
The one, yeah. No, that's Grion. The first like Dark King guy. The one where like he actually started doing stuff. The one right after the Legend specials. It's okay. I don't really remember the episode either. She wrote the one where the other Dark Kings debuted, and I think what is this? And she wrote the one where Nijigon advertises for the Kamen Rider girls.
Gosh, I
and then she wrote
forgot all
the
about that.
The last three episodes. So the debut, or the fight with Spanner and Gotchard. Or no, sorry, not the last 3. She didn't write the very last episode, but she wrote the 3 before that. So the one where Spanner like goes evil, and well, evil in quotation marks, and then the debut of. Oh no, it's not the last 3. She wrote up to Majade's debut of her final form, and then the last 2 were other people.
Like the last couple of episodes.
So, like the last 2 were someone else. So the last episode she wrote was the debut of Twilight Majade, which I thought was actually good as an episode. So, I it's not like she wrote bad episodes, and it's also like, I mean, who knows how much she like contributed to the story of those. I don't know how head writer stuff and like secondary writer stuff works, but she's like the tertiary writer because they brought her on like in the new year. So like I don't know, it's hard to say how much she really contributed to things. So I think it's kind of overblown when people are like, "Oh, now Gozyuger's going to be bad because we had her on Gotchard." And it's like, well, none of us has seen how she writes when it's just her writing or when she's in charge. So maybe she's good. Also, it's a completely different show. So like it could just be she's better at writing Sentai than she is for writer.
Yeah.
Like her dad.
How dare you?
It's true.
Nuh-uh.
He wrote here, hold on. Let's pull up Inoue, Toshiki Inoue's. Oh my god. This
Gotcha.
this wiki. Have you seen the picture they have of him on the wiki?
Is it him smoking?
Yeah, it is him smoking. Okay. I didn't know that was his like his wiki picture.
That's his own trope.
Okay, wait. He wrote episodes of Kuga, so that's good.
He wrote the Kuga
Well, here's the
manga.
thing, like I feel like. Oh, he did. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He wrote the worst episode of Kabuto.
True.
He was the head writer of Kiva. Really tells you something. He wrote the Kiva episodes of Gio.
He did, yeah. And the Kabuto ones. Or the Ryuki ones.
The writer time, yeah.
And the two.
It doesn't say that he did on the wiki.
Are you looking at the writer wiki?
Oh yeah. I am looking at it.
Oh, there you go. That's why.
That's fair. Also, I feel like as bad as the Kiva episodes are, I don't even know if he can be blamed for why they're bad. Because it does feel like them like, hey, I need you to debut. We need to get the Ginga Ride Watch out like now. So if you could just put it in however you'd like in the character Kamen Rider Ginga, that would be great. Thank you. Because that is kind of what makes those episodes bad, in my opinion. I haven't watched them in 5 years, but you know.
Meow.
But you watched them recently, right? Isn't that? Can you give us your quick review of the 2 Kamen Rider Kiva episodes in Kamen Rider Geo?
Some of the worst Kamen Rider I've ever seen in my life, but they're amazing.
What? I wasn't expecting that twist.
But it's Toshiki Inui. Most things he writes is terrible, but I love watching it.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I thought it was terrible, and I don't love watching it.
How dare you?
It's true. Okay, yeah. So like, I mean, Inoue like hit or miss in Rider. And then people love Dawn Rider, so like, maybe it's like something genetic his daughter picked up on, like hit or miss in Rider, and she's gonna pop off in Sentai or something like that.
Chat, can you tell that
really
that Thomas hasn't watched Fies?
I haven't watched Fies. It's true. I've heard many things about Fies. The other thing too is it's funny. It seems like one of the first Sentai that's gonna appear is Dawn Brothers. So it's almost like she's like, "Oh, I'm in charge of Sentai now. Let me grab my dad's beloved Sentai and do something with that," which is pretty awesome.
Meow.
It's a pretty big power play. Have you seen the Sentai rings?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Now I have
a picture of one up now. Now you have. What do you think of it?
Kind of ugly.
Wow. No, I can't blame you. It's like it looks like a ride watch, and it even twists like a ride watch, but I don't. Something about it doesn't click the same way ride watches do. So like, maybe it's because it just looks weird as a ring. Like, It doesn't make sense. Like as a ride watch design it works, but as a ring design it doesn't really make sense. And you can see the other ones on the poster. There's two Boon Boonger ones. This is a different Boon Boonger one from the actual the one you can see on the poster, because this is like a special Televicoon exclusive
Oh
with all
yeah.
5 of them on it. But the actual one on the poster has just Taya and the trailer, the truck that's Bundario turns into. And I think the twisting gimmick is going to be like the red is hidden in the normal form, and then you twist it, and then you can see the red, which is kind of what they're doing here, which is why Joe's in the middle, so they can hide Taya when it's untwisted, which is kind of funny. It's true. Someone said except for Boon Violet. They should have... I mean, you could just print out a bubble, like a little sticker with Boon Violet in it, put it on the ring, and it's going to look about the same as him in the show.
True.
that's about... That's how it usually is. Are you excited for the finale of Boon Boonger, where they're like gonna defeat what's his face, Spindo Warudo, and there's like a little bubble that Sakito's in as they're doing the final attack or something?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Exactly, it's going to happen. There's no other possible explanation. I think that's... Oh, there's like quotes from the producers, but it's just all of them saying like, "Oh, I can't wait for this show," or "Guys, this show's gonna be so good." It's like, yeah, well, you work on it. I hope you would think it's good. So it's nothing like too new from that. I don't think we have any other like big info recently except the Tega Sword contract thing, which is bizarre. Now that we like, I didn't really think about it until we were saying like, wait, hold on, why did he form a contract with the worst 5 people?
You know why?
I don't know why. I did see some people saying that maybe like there could be still like a sibling rivalry thing going on, and that's why they're all upset at each other or whatever. But that still makes it funny that he picked like the one family that would just go get at each other's throat the second they get godlike powers. So
My bad.
this Tegasword guy is not cooking, I guess. Actually, there's another thing I was gonna ask you now that we had the Tegaswords on screen. Do you think they're going to exist at the same time, or is it like a one person at a time thing?
We're definitely gonna see him on screen at the same time, like once, and then never again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's probably right, which is saddening. But I think like it'll probably be like a whoever's the number 1 of a fight gets the Tegasword fight.
Oh, actually, that'd
Or
be
something.
neat.
Yeah, I came up. I stole that from Twitter.
Oh,
So
wow.
don't give me the
Steal
I saw other
Jujube.
people saying that that the whoever's like the best performing in the fight or something will get the Tegasword. And I guess if it is like this god deity, I guess he would be like, "Oh, you did pretty good," and it's also your focus episode. So let me give you the mecha fight for today. But yeah, we're probably gonna get all 5 in like the movie or something.
Speaking of which,
Like
it's time to go shopping.
All right, everyone say bye to Marcos.
Everyone say hi to Thomas.
And everyone say hi to me, because you're stuck with me for another... Not that long.
Can we get a T in chat for Thomas?
Can we get an M in chat for Marcos? Let's see who wins.
If...
Oh, you already said it in the chat, so now it's going to be T. There's like a slight delay. That's crazy. There's no way.
I gotta stick around to see this.
So far, it's just an M. Oh, here we go. I don't know how long the delay is, actually.
The delay's pretty long.
M. T. It's pretty split. Actually, what if we get a K for Keza, even though she's not here?
Wow, can we get a K in chat for Keza?
Yeah, can we get a K for Keza? We have to wait another 5 minutes for any Ks to show up.
That's pretty much it. All right. Wish me luck in finding a bookcase.
Good luck finding a bookcase. Is it so you can store your Wonder Ride books?
Meow.
Meow.
There, all the Ks.
Now it's all Ks. Let's go.
Yay, we did it.
We're so
Screenshot it for Keza whenever she gets back.
Okay, I will. I'll just go back later and get all of them.
Good night, every
Goju. Which doesn't. That's not how that works, but it's fine. All right. So I haven't asked you guys because I was just talking with Marcos. What do you guys think of Gozyuger? Because we've heard. Do you agree with me or Marcos and Keza? Do the suits look good or bad? Or not bad, but like, do you like them or do you not like them? Find that bookcase. So I really love these suits. I might pick up the figure art, but every time I've picked up a Sentai figure art, I didn't open it, and then I sold it like a year later. So I don't know. That could happen again. They're all right. Good. Okay. Don't like the suits themselves. Unlucky. Some good, some bad. I like all of them, I think. I mean, I like red the most, but I like all of them. Besides that, like, somewhat equally. I think I like black second, just because her design is, like, so unique with the pink trim and the more white boots. They feel incomplete. Oh, yeah, because it's the chest. I guess I get that. Also, what do you guys think is the thing with the #1 red rivals? Because that's like the most like that is genuinely the most interesting thing to me. The thing I'm the most interested in. Like, are they gonna bring back past actors? Are they going to do a decade thing and use other actors turning into the characters, maybe using the Sentai rings, because it does mention like the fight over the Sentai rings, so they could have a guy, like just a rando guy, using a Sentai ring to turn into Don Momotaro. Maybe Taro's using a Sentai ring to turn into Don Momotaro, but it's like an AR Taro thing. Maybe they're turning into like monstrous versions of Don Momotaro. Yeah. Like I think there's a lot of different options for what they could be doing with the past Sentai fight stuff, which I'm really interested in. A mix of Decade and Dawn Bros. Oh, like as a show, it's possible. They're gonna have a hard time beating Gokai Red. Well, every time Gokai Red has fought another Sentai, he's lost. So probably just going to reuse the suits. Some actors will come back and others will be different ones. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. Just like, hey, can you come back? No. Okay, hey, we got a roll from you, random guy we kidnapped off the street. Really hyped about the fact that the mechs that get released in the DX Robo Universe line are apparently going to fight Tegasword Robo. I forgot about that, right? That we got, like, there's rumors about some are going to be on the ground fights, and other, like, some past Sentai are going to be on the ground fights, and other past Sentai are going to be, like, specifically mecha fights. I forgot about that, and that's why we got DX Robo Universe stuff happening. I really hope that's the case, because I'd love to get past mecha fights, because we barely got that in Zenkaiger, and it would be so cool to get that, like, here. Stacy, like, stopped so many mechas after, like, his 2 debut episodes, I think, so, like, it would really... Oh, I'd love that, yeah. We know we are getting Robo Universe Daijujin and Gao King, which means they will combine with the Gozyuger Robo, so the main mecha is going to be Robo Universe also. Right, yeah, I think, there's a rumor that the Tega Sword Robo is Robo Universe, I think. So it would be compatible with Bune Diesel, and the Go Wanderer, the Go Kaio, the Tokyo Russia, and then yeah, the rumored slash semi confirmed Shinkeno, Gao King, and Gojujin. Those would be compatible all with the Tega sword, and given that it's a anniversary show, it feels more likely that it would combine with them. Well, even if Bune Diesel is combining with random Sentai mechas, the 50th anniversary mecha is probably going to be combining with random Sentai mechas as well. So that'll be pretty cool. I wonder if like maybe they'll do a Zenkaiger thing where like the Sentai rings kind of just do whatever, and if you use it in the mecha, it combines it with the Tega sword, which has me really excited. Actually, I think that's going to be really cool. Um, Could also see them doing it like a legacy thing if an older season's Red can't come back, where his child or grandchild is the one to play the Red in the show, maybe trying to prove they are still #1. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, like for some of the older, like maybe if they can't get the Go Jew Ranger, not Go, just Jew Ranger. If they can't get the Red MMPR Ranger back, maybe they'll get that. Also, surely there's some kind of Power Rangers reference with the Jew Ranger episode, right? Because Jew Ranger is not like a really big Sentai in Japan. Like it's just there, but it's always included and stuff because it's visually famous worldwide because of Power Rangers. So I wonder if it's like if they are like doing another rider variants of the Jew Rangers. I wonder if they will play that up and the another Jew Ranger characters are like the powerful Rangers from Akiba Ranger or something. Yes, Boon Violet just is straight up own. Not even all of Tokyo, which I still find actually insane because I was joking. I said in our reaction with or my reaction with Marcos and Keza that like, oh, did they just leave Tokyo? Like, it looks like he just left Tokyo over there and he's just leaving. And then it hard cuts to Bune Diesel combined with Tokyo, which we didn't know was happening until then. And I was like, oh, okay, he is combining with Tokyo, or he is keeping Tokyo, which is actually insane. I saw a leak before this came out while Boom Boonja was still coming that the following Sentai was going to comprise of the children of past villains to try and clear their names. That would be interesting. I don't know if it really fits with the #1 theme though. I also they don't really like to make the like they'll do the anniversary season, but like the characters themselves won't be explicitly linked to past Sentai. Right? Like Gokaiger, new cast, Zyuoger, new cast. Zenkaiger's like the closest we get, but it's only like visually they look like past Sentai. It's not like Majin is actually related to the Maji Rangers in any way. So, you know. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, I'm so what? We got Boon Red, Gao Red, Hirano Ranger from Jew Ranger, and Kuwagata Oger. So I feel like those are like 4 confirmed. Well, they are 4. They're on the poster. 4 confirmed past Sentai. Boom Boonger makes sense because we just got him. It's weird there's no Don Momotaro because we know that's probably coming because we saw the we haven't seen anything. Sorry, we got the leaks from people someone else saw Don Momotaro there, so it's weird they didn't put him on here. But maybe that's later. So maybe these are like the first 4 arcs or something. Apparently there will be Gozyuger versus Super Sentai movie like Gao Ranger and Bo Kencher. I did not see that. I know there was a rumor that we were getting some kind of Gozyuger Super Sentai like episode in between Boom Booger and Gozyuger, but now we know that's not happening. It's just Gozyuger's premiering in February. Which means, for anyone keeping track, that Boom Booger only has 6 episodes left, which has me a little worried, considering next episode is just... Oh no, next episode is the Gokaiger episode, so never mind. Something could happen, plot related in there. But, has me a little worried that we're not going to be seeing the Big Bang Grand Prix in the show, which is going to kind of suck, in my opinion. I feel like that's something they should be putting in the show itself, but we will have to see. Do I have a... Oh yeah, there's like kind of a team pose down there. I don't know. We got a good look at the rings now. For the mecha, it was kind of obvious what they look like for the Rangers because it's their heads. But now we see the mecha rings a lot, and you can see they're all kind of like closed up, and then they'll open up for the mecha form version, which is pretty cool. I quite like that. Like for greens especially, it's gonna like fold out, like kind of like this, kind of like what Champion Boom Boonger Robo is doing. Could be fun if the Sentai rings can just straight up transform Tegaswords into past mechas, and the different Tegaswords can mix and match. That would be interesting. Actually, yeah, I wonder if they probably won't mix and match, but you can probably mix and match the toy if it is just using Robo Universe joints. But also a lot of them are just... Well, they're all really just the top half. Actually, we have a full picture. I forgot. Yeah, all of them are the top half except green, which has the one bit on the leg. But if they are Robo Universe joints, you should be able to just stick parts wherever, so it doesn't really matter. Are they going to transform just like Kaku Ranger? I don't know what that's referring to. I haven't seen Kaku Ranger, so I don't know what you mean transform like Kaku Ranger. I thought the Grand Prix was going to be the last episode of Boom Boonger, so we can have an epic final mecha battle. If it's the last episode, I'd be okay with that. Like, as long as something in the show is explicitly here is the Big Bang Grand Prix, I'd be okay with that. If they're not doing it at all in the show, like if the final episode or whatever is defeating Spindo, that's where I'd be upset. But if it's like a last episode Big Bang Grand Prix race, let's go for it. I'm down. If I could cosplay a member of the team, who would I be? Hello, Frankie. Asking me this. This is not a... This is a real question. I know this now. Easily red. It'd definitely be red. I'm trying to convince Marcos and Keza to be green and yellow, because there's not many Sentai that have a green and yellow on them. So if we could just do... If we could get this going... This is what I'm trying to do. But I learned today that Marcos doesn't like the suits much either, so that could be thrown out the window. But I would really like to cosplay Red, and everyone on Twitter seems to want to cosplay Red. So I hope we all do that. At BMC we have like 10, 5, whatever Goju wolves. That would be pretty funny. I'd like the Grand Prix to have every single car, even the Gashapon exclusive Boom Boom cars. I think some of the Gashapon exclusives are in the show, so yeah, I agree. Could see them doing a twist that instead of saying #1 like placement, they're saying #1 in a timeline, saying that Gozyuger is the first Sentai in a battle, kind of like Geats. Oh, like... Okay. That would be interesting. Yeah, I was also thinking they would be revealed to be the first Sentai in existence, but it seems like now they're #1 because they're trying to be the best ever. And that's even true, because Shirakura is trying to, he said himself, I'd like to make this the best Sentai ever. Nita Blue? Lol. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's even happening. I just floated the idea briefly, but nothing, no movement has happened on it. Stick has already made the helmet for Red, so it's not like it's that part's already done, easily done. But Stick always gets the helmets done like before the show starts somehow. I don't know how he does it, but I hope there will be a 7th/rival ranger like Stacy's or Okuwagata. I agree. It feels, it would be kind of weird in this show because they are already rivals to each other. Like, that's in the synopsis. They're each other's rival. But, like, I can't deny a guy with a different Tega sword changer and looks more villainous would be cool. Like, I'm not going to say they shouldn't do that. So, aloha. What's my color prediction for the 6th? So we actually do know the 6th ranger. It's supposed to be a silver bear. And because of the gold, it gives the effect of a gold and silver kind of ranger. So it's basically, I think it's just gonna look like one of these guys, but it's all silver instead of a color, and they're a bear. I don't know if we know what the mecha is at all, and if we do, I don't remember it. So someone that maybe knows could say it. But at least we know it's a silver bear, and maybe a polar bear if it's silver, possibly. So yeah, I wish we got a duo. I've been wanting a duo 6 Rangers since like forever, but I feel like with at least this show, because usually when I want a 6, I want a gold and silver, but if we're doing a guy that's all silver with gold, so you know that's fine. I heard a rumor that Maji Ranger is going to show up in Q3. I did not see that. I hope that's true because I want my Maji Ranger 20th celebration. Whether or not it's an arc in this show or a separate movie, I'd be happy regardless. I just want that 20th Maji Ranger. I wonder if they will do a female 6th Ranger anytime soon. I feel like Sentai's more likely to do that than Kamen Rider doing... Well, no. Kamen Rider's equivalent of a female 6th Ranger is a female secondary rider, which they did just do. So I guess they have them beat on that front. But Kamen Rider also... Side tangent. Kamen Rider has yet to have a main transformation device voiced by a woman. With the exception of the Desire Driver, which has the entry voice line. But I don't think that counts, really, because nothing else is voiced by that voice. And obviously, I would like a primary rider to be a girl at some point. But I feel like once they do that, that's probably going to be when they're now like, okay, now we need the changer to be a girl. Because it seems like half the time when a girl is a Kamen Rider, they give her a girl-sounding transformation device, which is always like kind of weird. Like, you know, like, oh, it's a girl, her toys have to sound like a girl. It's like, no, no one cares. But Sentai has had plenty of women voicing transformation items. The Geartlinger and the Boom Boom Changer. All the Boom Boonger stuff is voiced by granted, like, the character's a guy in the universe, but the voice actress is I forgot her name, but it's Ash's voice actress in Japan. So it's a woman's voice in there is what I'm trying to say. So Rider has yet to do that for the main transformation set, and I hope they do. Not even main, like, we've never gotten, I think, like Vram is debuting and his transformation stuff is like a weird robotic voice, but we've never gotten like an introduced character that has a woman's voice for the transformation device, with the exception of like Quiz from like 2 episodes of Geo, and again, like any girl that gets added later to the Rider roster. So that is all to say that I hope the Tega Sword is voiced by Yume Miyamoto. um, I think this is about the sixth changer, that it's a knuckle changer, and I do remember seeing stuff about. I don't need these on, but I'll keep them on. Yeah, I think I saw that it would be like a knuckle device for the sixth ranger. Um, if we did have a female red in Sentai, I fear that all the other members of the team would be male, and we get a male red 6 and male red extra hero as well. That does sound like something Toei would do. I can't even deny that. Yeah. Let's hope they don't do that if it ever happens. I mean, if they really want to, they could give us a female 6th ranger that's a red ranger. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That would be pretty cool. You can kill two birds with one stone. Give us the first solo female 6th ranger, and technically the first red ranger that's entirely a girl. They're not sharing any powers or something like that. Have I seen the new Boom Boomger Gochizo and the sound it makes in the Gavu driver? I have. Someone will get you for calling it the Gavu driver. It won't be me. I don't care. I have heard that sound. I love that sound. I love all the Legend Rider sounds in the Gavu. I don't really want the toy, but those make me kind of want the toy because they sound really funny. Blah, 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 blah. I really like these shots of them in the thing. Alternative's belt and Ryuki had a female voice. I did not know this. We're going to research this topic right now. Is there a clip? Okay, here we go. Oh, on Facebook. Why is it on Facebook? It doesn't matter. Just you guys can hear this. It's fine. Oh. That is a woman's voice. I didn't know that. Cool. So they did it in Ryuki and decided to never do it again. Like that's basically what I want. Alternative is like an insane like offshoot writer for that to happen, but that is just exactly what I'm talking about. So also, while we're here talking about alternative, can anyone tell me what's the difference between Kamen Rider Alternative and Alternative Zero? Because I know they're counted as two riders, but they look exactly the same to me. Like that's okay. Wait, that is the exact same suit. Hold on. Is it just like it's just the silver? I'm looking at this one picture. It's just the silver bits on the shoulder. No. Is that all the only difference? Because, like, not even the helmet is different. Why did they do this? Now we're talking about Ryuki. Well, it's fine because, they're, the Gozyugers are all fighting against each other like they do in Kamen Rider Ryuki. So, you know, it fits. And they're all different animals. Kind of. Because Black is a unicorn. Does feel kind of funny that they're like, we're gonna have 5 animals, number 1 of their category. One of them doesn't exist, but it's fine. One of them doesn't exist. The other's extinct. They're also the 2 on the top in the poster. Coincidence? Maybe not. I don't know. It's not my decision to say. I hope the sounds and the belt are cool. I mean, not the belt, the sword. I mean, they probably will be cool. Sentai usually hits with transformation sounds. I just hope they hit again. The belts have a slightly different color. Okay, I already closed. Hold on. Are they slightly different? In this picture I'm looking at, they're the exact same. I don't know. I don't know. Someone in that Ryuki production team is actually crazy, I think. I think that's the only logical explanation for this. And we know that Inoue wrote part of Ryuki, so there's more fuel to the fire about Inoue's writing. His possibilities, decisions, whatever. There's an episode of Ryuki just called Emperor, and it's one that Inoue wrote. Fascinating. I'm looking at the wiki. It just says Kamen Rider 555, head writer, every episode. Wonder how people feel about that. What a guy. What a funny guy. You think? All right. Here's the big question. I think I'll ask this big question, and then I'll leave end the stream there. Do you think that Inoue Jr., his daughter, as the head writer, is she going to cameo at some point in the show like her father does, or is she going to give her father a cameo like he always does? I feel like she won't give him a cameo. I think she'll be like, no, go away. But will she give herself a cameo? Because surely if you're writing a show and your father is like famously known, I don't actually know if it's famously known, but at least he always puts himself in his own show at some point. Do you do that to like make it a joke as well, or are you like, no, I don't want to be anything like him? Or both. True, they could both cameo. I wonder if their belt opens up and it holds the ring they chose or use legend rings. That's a great question, because they're not selling the belt on its own. I think it is being sold like in a set with the changer and a bunch of rings, which kind of leads me to believe it's just a hunk of plastic they're just selling. Well, they're not even selling it. It's coming with another thing. So if it's just a hunk of plastic, it probably is not going to do anything. But oh, that would be fantastic. In the Dawn Brothers or Jetman episode, they have him cameo or her cameo. Well, if she was to cameo, she'd do it at the end like he does, right? Because he cameoed in the end of, according to online sources, at the end of Fies, and I know he was at the end of Dawn Brothers. So she would have to be at the end, but he could cameo in a Jetman or Dawn Brothers episode. Oh, we got a super chat. The sound cut off for me. I don't know what happened, but super chat from Jason Bornot, $2. Thank you. I better see a Majin cameo. I agree. Hold on. Let me. She's back here. I agree. She better. Oh no, that's the wrong button. I agree. I hope she comes back in a cameo. Look, here's the thing. Zenkaiger episode, put her in there. If she can't be in the Zenkaiger episode, put her in the Maji Ranger episode. If that doesn't happen, make the Maji Ranger 20th movie and have her or Yume appear in some way, and I'll be happy. If none of that happens, I will be very sad. Maybe they'll finally release her Sentai ring, or sorry, Sentai Ranger key, because they still haven't done that. But there's a sound for her in the Mo Pirates. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. So, thank you guys for all showing up. Thank you to Marcos. I know he's not here anymore. Thank you to Marcos for showing up and chatting with me about Gozyuger, because we were thinking about chatting about it on stream. I hope everyone had a happy holidays and enjoys New Year's tomorrow or today, I think, depending on your time zone. I don't know. If you'd like to know what's coming up, I have a couple things over on Patreon, and soon to be on Patreon if you'd like. But I will be uploading our normal mine beginning of the year 2025 Q&A this week at some point. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And yeah, with that, I hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year, and I will see you next time in the new year.